Welcome back once again. As we earlier said, that our second topic is equally important to the first one, which is the 9th meeting of heads of constitutional courts, Supreme Courts and Constitutional Council. And actually this is a high-level meeting of heads of constitutional judicial bodies that is, of course, providing a very important platform to exchange experiences, perspectives over the contemporary constitutional issues. We're very delighted to be joined here live in the studio by Dr. Fathy, Abdel Raouf, Professor of Law and a United Nations consultant. Good morning, Dr. Abdel Raouf.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me.
It's a real pleasure having you. So, holding that 9th Cairo meeting, this particular regional and international juncture, how exactly is that bringing new upgrades, especially that there was a conference earlier back before, but this one at this timing, of course, sending a lot of messages.
Yes, of course. Well, actually, the 9th meeting comes amid international and regional turbulence, like armed conflicts globally and in the African continent, as well as economic uncertainty and even economic shocks, in addition to technological change. So it sends a message, a clear message that says that its constitutional review is not just a national concern. It is a shared safeguard among the African nations.
Mm-hmm. How is that? Before we go further into more detailed questions, let us first talk about the people who are attending this particular meeting, the high-level meeting, which is prior to the conference that is going to be held. From which countries? What are they representing or presenting to this conference? And exactly, the nationalities are very important. Yes. Exactly the perspective of this year's conference also.
Well, actually, it covers the African continent, so there are countries from Africa mainly, and there are also observer states from the Arab region. They participate in this conference mainly from the African continent, but in the future I believe that this participation will be widened to include other international and regional organizations as well as countries from outside the African continent.
Usually, of course, it's a very good opportunity for this forum to be allowing the members or the people who are attending to exchange experiences and reflect what exact modern theories and legal theories, judicial experience, and institutional laws probably, and everything like that. But what is going to be presented this year in particular that is coping with the momentum?
Well, actually, among the challenges we face, not just in the African continent, but also worldwide, there are important and pressing topics such as making standards for constitutional standards for laws to be presented to parliaments so that they can ensure that laws are already constitutional before any constitutional dispute. It's very important to do that, as well as to make the constitutional standards in the continent aligned with international norms.
What exact role does the constitutional justice play in protecting the fundamental rights and freedoms of citizens? And this could be a question that could be raised amidst what's happening worldwide.
Yes, of course. Well, actually, the Constitutional Court, either in Egypt or any other country, plays an important role of being a safeguard of rights of not just citizens but also investors. When the citizen as well as the investor have the feeling that the Constitutional Court saves their rights, this can make very good improvements in promoting investment and in giving a general sense that the rule of law is there.
Right. How do constitutional courts address modern challenges such as the digital transformation and the rapid legislative changes?
Well, actually, this is a very pressing challenge now. because of the modern technological changes, including the emergence of the modern AI tools. Courts, especially constitutional courts, should draw red lines to separate what is legal and what is not legal without compromising the international rights, like the right to free expression. But also they need to protect the state's institutions and individuals. So this distinction is very important and should be made clear from day one.
How important is it for the independence of the constitutional judiciary in light of the global political and economic changes that are going on?
Well, actually, emphasizing the independence of constitutional courts is very important. It shows the political will of Egypt and other countries to stress this importance, this independence. Also, this independence gives citizens as well as foreigners a sense of feeling that the rule of law is respected and that in general promotes development in states, whether African or other countries.
Now the eternal question, which is the conflict between the requirements of national security and the protection of constitutional rights.
Yes.
In such a case, the constitutional judiciary is kept between.
Yes.
So how can this particular institution, which is a very important one in the middle, achieve the balance between the two parts?
Well, actually, I believe that constitutional courts need to provide new interpretations of laws to reconsider the case law and jurisprudence already existing in light of the new developments. As I said, they must draw important distinctive lines between what is legal and what is not legal in light of these new technologies. Now we have new concepts like digital justice. Digital justice means justice on the internet through use of AI tools and other developments.
I'm glad that you raised that point, because with the advent of those particular tools, the AI and the digital methods over the social media, there should be new laws and judicial measures to be taken to confront the change and the momentum. I mean, the challenges of these digital changes. Is that taken in consideration? Is it going to be taken in consideration in that conference?
Yes, of course, it should be taken into consideration, because at times when there are emergencies or new developments like the technological changes, some what we call fast-track laws are passed. These laws are passed to confront us or address a certain situation, like the situations we are witnessing now. Still, these laws must also be subject to constitutional review, but they must be addressed very accurately with precautions, because in order not to compromise the international rights like the right to freedom of expression.
There is contradiction that sounds like contradictory a little bit between the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech, and the privacy of people at the same time. This has been a tug of war all the time, and other things like that. Those sensitive issues, how could they be sorted out?
Well, actually, holding this meeting is also an important moment in order for the public to understand the role of the constitutional courts. And I believe also that the media coverage that, like the one we are doing today, is very important in order to make clear the constitutional role, make it clear to the public in clear terms. It's not just about the work of the constitutional courts, it's also the work of raising awareness of the public and citizens of their rights while being bound by law at the same time.
We totally understand that the Constitutional Court is a supreme institution that doesn't get into intricate details, but at the same time it is the first foundation for changing any law. It is the first foundation to affect the state of law in any nation. and to take it to a whole new level of freedom, of protection, stability, national security, and all that. How is the Constitutional Court going to be having an important role to be able to effect new laws that has been agreed on conventions that contradict with reality right now, for example, like rights of citizens, like at the same time, most importantly, child laws, that the age for committing crimes and verdicts for children under the age and all that, especially that this has been going on recently in the media.
Well, in fact, this is a very important question, because the Constitutional Court is the Supreme Court of any state, and it has the upper hand on deciding what is constitutional and what is not constitutional. It serves as the final resort for the people, not just people but also institutions. It plays an important role in diffusing conflicts before witnessing a state of unconstitutionality or constitutional breakdown or violence. So it is in the hands of these Supreme Courts to draw the important lines between what needs to be guaranteed to the public, while not compromising the state institutions or figures.
Is it the final step or the final stop, like they say, or it is the foundation, the first one, the Constitutional Court? Of course, it's supposed to be the foundation.
Yeah, but actually, let's say that the Constitutional Court's work now, especially in this meeting, is there to set standards for constitutional work. What does this mean? It means that they present their recommendations and their standards to parliaments to ensure that the laws made are constitutional before even any dispute. And
could be reference, upgrade and update for parliamentarians.
Yes, of course.
So that means that parliamentarians are attended and invited also?
They should follow what's going on at the meeting, of course, because they are the lawmakers, and they should take into consideration these.
I guess that they should.
They should, of course.
They have a lot to learn.
Yes.
But at the same time, is every constitutional experience fit to be shared by different countries? I mean, there are countries with different cultures, with different geopolitical locations and all that, which means that they should have different laws, but at the same time, also speaking about the crimes, it could be, it has a different nature.
Yes, of course.
So what about the constitutional experiences? I know that Constitutional Court is not focusing over crimes, but at the same time, it is the foundation of every law.
Well, actually, yes. Actually, there are principles that are shared either in the national laws of countries or in the international law. Like, for example, the principle of proportionality, the principle of separation of powers. These are very important principles that are shared among all countries. But still, I agree with you that there are specific differences between countries. But I believe that experienced judges at this high profile, working for these high profile constitutions, are aware of these differences, and when they share experiences and best practices, they take these differences into their consideration. Making shared standards does not mean that we eliminate the specific cultures or differences between countries.
Right. Of course, with the rapid change of momentum, with the rapid change of policies and rapid change of cultures and all that, it is very quick compared to earlier times before. So how is that affecting the vision, constitutional vision for the Constitutional Court? How is it obliging that particular huge, important institution to be able to reconsider some theories or no?
Well, this gives great momentum to the constitutional shared work between these high-level judicial bodies. They must follow closely what's going on. They must subject fast-track laws to constitutional review. They must also review existing laws in order to ensure that they keep abreast of the international developments as well as national developments related to technological changes in particular.
Let me ask you a question that might strike the mind or cross the minds of any viewer and someone who's observing this very important topic. As a professor of law and an expert, law expert, from your own assessment, what were the best schools for constitutional courts worldwide that every nation should follow the footsteps of?
Well, actually, regionally, Egypt has one of the oldest schools in constitutional review. Yes, of course, and our constitutional court is one of the oldest in the region. So I believe that it's a very good opportunity for the African continent to benefit from the experience of Egypt in this domain. Also, Egypt has very rich and deep case law and jurisprudence. But still, on the other hand, we need still to learn from the experiences of other courts, because there are different courts in Africa, there are different cultures, different legal systems. So it's an opportunity for both parties to learn from each other. But I believe that Egypt has a lot to give to Africa in this domain.
When we talk about a constitutional court, it's very complicated, and it's not easy to be qualified to be able to set a vision and a constitutional vision. What are the requirements and measures for such a court and for a member to be able to effect and maybe ratify the laws and set a definition and a theory for a whole nation?
Well, it's important to base their understanding on the rich and deep jurisprudence and the case law we have. Also, judges appointed to the Constitutional Court must be very well qualified, must have very long and deep experience in disputes, in resolving domestic disputes. It's not just because these courts have the upper hand in adjudicating on the constitutionality of laws. So it's very important to be very well qualified in this domain.
At this note, would like to thank you so much, Dr. Fathy Abdel Raouf. You are a professor of law and also a UN consultant. Thank you very much for coming over. It was a real pleasure.
My pleasure.
All the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And I guess by this we come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show. Many thanks to all of you, and please make sure that you stay tuned to Nile TV for more coverages at the top of the hour with every incident that is going over Egypt and the world. And tomorrow is a new edition with a new team. Until then, that's a goodbye.